Hello. So today let's get started with gastroenterology. So we'll be discussing few major topics in gastroenterology. So let's get started. So coming to first question, a 60-year-old male was brought with dysphagia on swallowing both solids and liquids. A barium meal shows gross dilatation of esophagus with smooth narrowing at lower end of esophagus. What is the most likely diagnosis? So, so the patient is having dysphagia. So he is having problem with both solid food and liquid food. So that is very important. Solids and liquids. Again, in all esophageal conditions, we usually do barium studies. Okay, so they said in this barium studies, it shows gross dilatation of esophagus with the smooth narrowing at lower end of esophagus. Okay, so what is the diagnosis? So we have three options. So the first option is esophageal carcinoma, achalasia cardia, and esophageal spasm. So three options comes under esophagus. Okay, so let's talk about these conditions because all these conditions are affecting esophagus. So we can start with first condition, that is achalasia cardia. Okay, so achalasia cardia means it's actually, we know that this is esophagus and this is the lower esophageal sphincter. Okay, then we have stomach. Okay, so what happens is, because of some reasons, the neural structures in this lower esophageal sphincter becomes impaired. Okay, so this results in impairment in relaxation of esophagus. Okay, so whenever we eat food, it will be passing on to esophagus normally and it will be going into the stomach. Okay, but here there is some pathology in lower esophageal sphincter. Okay, as I said. So what happens? So they can present with difficulty in swallowing, which is known as dysphagia, and also sometimes the food can comes back, okay, which we call it as regurgitation. Okay, all these symptoms occur. So here the answer is achalasia cardia. Okay, since they said the patient is having dysphagia, and the most important thing is in achalasia cardia they will be having dysphagia to both solids and liquids at the same time. Okay, again as I said, in all esophageal condition the initial investigation is we do barium studies. So here there will be, like as I said, because of this problem there will be dilatation of esophagus. Okay, so that is why they said gross dilatation of esophagus, but at the lower end of esophagus, that means at this lower esophageal sphincter there will be narrowing. Okay, so the picture is correct. So here the most appropriate answer is achalasia cardia. Okay, again moving on to next question. So this is a 56-year-old male was brought with regurgitation and dysphagia to solids and liquids. Barium study shows megaesophagus with bird's beak appearance at the distal end. So what is the most likely diagnosis? Again coming to the options are same: carcinoma, achalasia cardia and esophageal spasm. Okay. So here regurgitation is a complaint, then dysphagia, here also it is solids and liquids. Okay, again barium studies showed megaesophagus. Okay, so that's same, that is the gross dilatation of esophagus is also known as megaesophagus. Okay, again there is one more name, we can also say sigmoid esophagus. Okay, so both these terms are same, so that means the esophagus have been dilated than the normal size. Okay, so it is megaesophagus or sigmoid esophagus, both are same. Again with bird's beak appearance at the end. Okay, so I already said there will be narrowing of the lower esophageal sphincter. Okay, so this is compared with bird's beak. Okay, so the answer is same. it is achalasia cardia. Okay, so sometimes they can simply tell that there is dilatation of esophagus and at the lower esophageal sphincter there is narrowing, or they can use these terms like megaesophagus, sigmoid esophagus, bird's beak appearance, parrot's beak appearance. Okay, so everything is same, but remember in achalasia cardia they will be having some problem with dysphagia to both solids and liquids. Okay, so that is the main point. Again, moving on to next question. This question is different. So, 66-year-old man presents with difficulty in swallowing solid food 4 months ago, and now he complains of dysphagia to liquids also. Okay. He also complains of weight loss. His medical history is significant for GERD. What is GERD? Gastroesophageal reflux disease. Since 10 years. So, what is the most likely diagnosis? So, the options are esophageal carcinoma, achalasia cardia and esophageal spasm. Okay. So, we can once again we can read this question, we can highlight all the important points. So, it is older patient. So, difficulty in swallowing is there. So, initially it was solid food 4 months ago and now he complains to dysphagia to liquids also. Okay, that means solids initially, then now liquids. Okay, he also complains of weight loss. Also, there is some positive medical history that is significant for GERD since 10 years. Okay, so this is also very important. Okay, so GERD since 10 years, that means a long history of gastroesophageal reflux disease is present in this patient. Okay, so whenever you see a case like this, like in an old man that complains of dysphagia in swallowing solids followed by liquids, okay, this pattern is important, associated with weight loss. Okay, and always they will be giving you some risk factors. Okay, so here the answer is esophageal carcinoma. Okay, so the major difference between achalasia and esophageal carcinoma is in achalasia it was solid plus liquid dysphagia was there, but in carcinoma it will be solid initially and later on they will be having problems with liquids food. Okay, and the most important point here is they are giving some risk factors. Okay, so first of all you should know that which are the risk factors for carcinoma esophagus. Okay, so one is GERD, and we know that GERD is a common feature. Okay, it can occur in any individual, but here the problem is this is long term GERD. Okay, so remember whenever they are mentioning a long history of gastroesophageal reflux disease, it can result in or it can change all the cells inside the esophagus can turn into malignancy. Okay, that is very important. Again, there are more risk factors, so I will discuss few risk factors. So one is smoking. Smoking is very important. Okay, then other one is alcohol. Okay, then there are some conditions like Barrett esophagus. Okay, so sometimes they will be giving any of these risk factors. Okay, so always look for this family history, or sometimes family history also, family history or medical history, everything is important. Okay, so here the answer is esophageal carcinoma. Okay, so these two topics are really important because in management also it differs. Okay, because in achalasia cardia, even though like we do surgery for this condition, but this is not that problematic as carcinoma. Okay, again we have one more option. So I'll just tell what is it. Okay, so the esophageal spasm. So esophageal spasm means the patient can have sudden chest pain, okay, along with dysphagia, and usually this is precipitated by cold liquids. Okay, sometimes hot liquids also. Okay, so they will be suddenly having this chest pain and dysphagia. Okay, so that is esophageal spasm. We can discuss this in another slides. Okay, so hope you understood the major difference between these two options, because these are really important ones. They can confuse you. Okay, so to remember easily, just look at these features. Okay, because these are the major differentiating feature. Okay, so hope you like this video. So subscribe the channel for more videos. Bye bye.